Okay, so we're going to be starting our small, short little class on priesthood, and our class number 1 is going to be on understanding what the tribe of Levi, or who the tribe of Levi was and where it came from. So, in order for us to understand that, we have to understand why they were called by that, or why the Levites were called the Levites. And if we go back a little bit on history, we understand that there was Abraham, there was Isaac, and there was Jacob. And Jacob was renamed Israel. And Israel had 12 children who then became the 12 tribes of Israel. And within those 12 tribes, they were first obviously 12 sons, which then became tribes, and the tribes became a nation that was called the nation of Israel. But within those 12 sons, one of the sons was named Levi. He was the third son that was born to Jacob with Leah. Okay, so we understand that Jacob had 4 wives, technically, because it was 2 wives, which were sisters, and their maidservants. He ended up having children with 4 wives, right? And from those 4 wives came the 12 tribes, right? But Leah was one of them, which he had Levi with, and from them were the ones that the priesthood was going to come from. And so, if we read a little bit here, everybody who descended from Levi was now known for that. But that tribe initially was not the tribe that was chosen to be the priesthood unto God. The way that initially started was many generations back, when the children of Israel, the firstborn males, when they were spared their lives, right, in the Passover, when the spirit of death was going to come upon all of Egypt, the first son of Israelites, they were spared. And because they were spared during that time, the Lord had dedicated the first male of each family that was born to be the priest of the family, to be dedicated unto the Lord. So that was what the Lord demanded of them, because they were spared. But then after he took that charge away from it being every first son from every single tribe, and now he just chose the Levites, the people that came from Levi, which was the third son born to Jacob, who then became Israel. And from there forward, these people were consecrated and set apart. Every single male that was born was consecrated to the service of God in the temple. They only married among themselves. So if you were a Levite, you married within the Levites. And that's the way the priesthood would continue. So the wives that were there, they would marry within the same Levites. And that's the way the priesthood continued on. And these Levites were given the charge of the temple. There were some that were given to clean the instruments. There were some that were given to play the instruments. And then the ones who came from the line of Aaron were the ones who became the high priest. Okay? So physically speaking, Aaron was the first high priest in Israel. And we all know that Aaron was the son, the brother of Moses. Okay? He was the first one. And then from him, all of the sons that came, the firstborn son would then take on that high priest role. And we all know that that high priest was the only one that could go into the Holy of Holies and present the sacrifices and all of that. And everybody else in the Levites were just ministers and those who cleaned all the instruments and everything that went on. So the reason why I wanted to give this history on it is because as the priesthood that we are of in the things of the Lord, it's the symbolism that is given to us. We are those Levites, those spiritual Levites, and we are the ones that are set apart. And so in the next class, we will be discussing those other things that have to do with how they were consecrated and set apart and the different things and functions that they had to do. But initially, I wanted to explain who Levi was, where he came from, and the fact that today we are also called the modern day Levites. So God bless until next time with our next course on priesthood. God bless.